Gaming is such a huge enterprise nowadays, with studios spending insane amounts of cash to keep well-established franchises afloat. But the bigger the studio doesn't necessarily mean the better the game. Independent developers have consistently been at the forefront of innovative and unique gaming experiences, pushing video games into new and interesting directions, and we've collected 7 of our favorite indie titles for mobile devices to help fill out your library. Burritos are a delicious meal with such a variety of scrummy fillings, and they can be paired with so many tasty sides. They're also portals to dimensions where sentient gummy bears are out for your blood. At least that's the case in Burrito Bison. This bounce 'em up will see you launching your luchadore through the air, hoping to come crashing down on the gelatinous armies that are taking over. On the way, you'll be collecting power-ups, using your patented rocket slam pants to maximum effect, and collecting coins so you can upgrade in a myriad of ways, whether it be your own abilities or the appearance rates of your enemies, meaning, much like their yummy titular food, there are plenty of ways to be served. With the friend and foe placements randomized on each attempt, your appetite won't be sated, and you'll be guaranteed to be hungry for more. An adventure that's unlike anything you've played before, Opus Rocket of Whisper is worth every second of the time you pour into it. In a world that has been ravaged by a plague, we control John, one of 2 survivors left, as he goes out into the wilderness to collect parts to build a rocket ship to get off the planet. Alongside Faye, a witch who used to control these space machines, you'll be exploring a lonely, cold world, piecing together the fragments of a past now slipping away from memory, all whilst trying to hold out hope for the future. A title that challenges you to ask questions about life, dealing with topics such as loss and death, whilst keeping you hooked with entertaining and surprising details. If there's one game you must download, it's this. It may still be a few years until we get to touch down on the Red Planet, but luckily we can get some practice in right now, in the form of Mars. Taking control of a plucky astronaut from Mars Corp, it's your job to help this star navigator leapfrog their way across the surface of the 4th rock from the sun, making sure to touch down on each of the conveniently placed platforms. Though it may seem a simple affair, however, much like trying to figure out how to turn an atmosphere of 95% carbon dioxide into something habitable for humans, it's a lot more difficult than it first appears, as your jetpack only has a limited amount of fuel, and you have to make sure you have enough to have a safe, controlled landing, lest you come crashing down. Hard. With a great degree of replayability, plus dozens of unlockable characters that not only change your avatar, but the surrounding world into their own theme, you'll be happy to take this one-way trip to the stars. Just because a game may be from an indie studio, it doesn't mean that it can't look, run, and feel like a AAA title. And That Game Company Incorporated have done it again with a stunningly beautiful visual journey in the form of Sky, Children of Light. Transcending the standards of the platformer genre, this wistful, wonderful wander through cloudscapes and dreamscapes alike will see you teaming up with other players across the world. But unlike other titles with co-op capabilities, this is a truly unique and individual experience, where sharing just the simplest of gestures with a fellow spirit, the lighting of a candle, or a held moment between the 2 of you, makes this more of a shared adventure that you want to go on, as opposed to a necessary function of a game. With such rich landscapes to explore, each with a unique personality, and a variety of puzzles to keep you hooked, this title will stay with you well after you've said goodbye. It's always fascinating to take a peek behind the curtain of those mysterious closed-door organized groups, and now you get the chance to go one further with Cultist Simulator. All the fun of organizing a cult without any of the having to sign over your entire way of life. Dealing with a deck of cards, each with their own unique action, you'll be laying them out and working your way up from menial jobs to summoning otherworldly entities. The lack of tutorial means you're plunging in head first, with half the fun being you figuring this out on your own. Uncover the strange truths, take control of those who want to follow your word, and try to become the leader of a cult at the nexus of realities. It's all available in this unique and challenging title. Over the last few years, the rogue genre has flourished under the wings of indie developers, each imparting their own lore and style to the ever-expanding library. And one perfect example that sits in the palm of your hand is Soul Knight. In an effort to track down and recover a magical stone that has been stolen by aliens, you'll be controlling your pixelated protagonist through an ever-changing dungeon, all while scavenging and swapping out for new weapons in hopes of gaining the upper hand. The simple, retro-inspired art style belies the layered difficulty of the game, as you'll have to keep an eye on your health and energy levels throughout, lest you come a cropper. With a variety of companions to recruit and plenty to explore, you won't want to put this one down. Indie developers have a relative freedom compared to large-scale developers, not shackled by the established formula that the studios have to adhere to, and in that freedom can be born some beautiful moments, as can be found in Monument Valley. This fantastical and surreal puzzle adventure will see you guiding the silent Princess Ida around MC Escher-inspired landscapes, bending perspectives to help her move forward. What can only be described as more of a work of interactive art, this game will only take you around an hour to complete, but it is worth every second, as the tale of friendship, change, and heartbreak, as well as the mind-skewing dioramas, all coalesce to bring you an experience you won't be able to forget for a long time. And that was our pick of some of our favorite indie titles available on mobile devices. Do you agree with our choices? Are there any titles that you feel are more deserving? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you next time.